Good afternoon, YouTubers. T Square with T Square Talk. So it is Monday, and it's kind of an interesting. I had a kind of an exciting day. Some of y'all might have watched my video earlier in the day. It's not often I'll put up two videos in one day, but I did get up a amazing package opening today. So I was pretty excited that my package that I've been kind of waiting for a little while actually came in today. And then like I said, I haven't been doing a whole lot of videos except on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But then when I got that, I wanted to open it up live only because if anything was missing, I just wanted to have a leg to stand on. It was my first time working with this person, so that was kind of the deal with that package opening, the way I opened it up. Also, I have another package that I'm about ready to open up right now, actually, even though it's not anything spectacular, but that would also give me a chance to kind of talk about why the stock market went down today, what my thoughts are on that. And we kind of talked about this yesterday. We said that with everything going on in China, there's a lot of issues at play here, and what I think is going to happen. I didn't expect the markets to take the hit right off like they did today. They had a huge falls, and we're going to take a look at them numbers in just a minute. Like I said, I got another little package. I have been picking up more and more silver lately, only because I really think something big is going to happen very shortly. I know a lot of people are discouraged. I wasn't going to do a special video for this because this really is nothing super spectacular for the channel, only because we've already opened up a package real similar to this. These are the just basic NGC 2021 Type 2 American Silver Eagles. I've already have some. And someone instantly wanted them from me, so I was like, yeah, I can work you out a deal. I'll trade them off to you. But I have two sets, and I need them for my sets on top of that. And they have to be, you guys know how I am when it comes to OCD. They've got to be the exact same label and everything. So basically I had to talk to the person to get two more. So I really think silver is about ready to really make a move. I know some people are like, now we're down to 22. They're getting a little discouraged. Prices falling. I think there's a few interesting things at play here, and we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. What is up, Silver Wolverine? I see we got Silver Wolverine in the room. You see I did not get to see your silver unboxing video only because I just heard about it. If some reason it didn't come up on my playlist, I don't know why I didn't get an alert, because I always watch your videos when you do them, and I am interested to see them, because I know you said that you did a rant about the emergency release. I kind of like the idea of the emergency release, although I think it's just essentially probably just another way to sell American Silver Eagles, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that only because I really think silver is an amazing opportunity right now. For how much work it takes to pull out of the ground and the price that it's at, I think there's a lot of manipulation going on in silver right now. I know some people don't believe that. It seems a little weird today that we had gains on gold, but we didn't have any gains at all on silver, which tells me, obviously, you guys know gold has been beat up too. I think gold is undervalued right now. I think silver is undervalued. I will definitely check out that video, though, this evening, Silver Wolverine. Like I said, I always watch your videos. I like watching them. We're going to kind of jump in right off. I'm going to kind of go through it. I won't be able to keep up with all the comments because I wanted to show you guys what was actually going on in the markets today. There's a lot of worry about inflation right now. They've got a lot of inflation data coming out this week. People are wondering how that's going to play out. And then with everything going on in China, we talked about that this weekend, the China real estate, what's going on, a lot of the banks that are heavily involved in real estate property. That's a big deal. It's a huge deal. I know I've heard some people say, that's in China. That ain't going to bother us. It does. It has a huge impact. I know some people may disagree with this. I actually think China is probably one of the largest. They are the largest economy in the world, especially when it comes to exporting. Some people might think that's not true. I mean, there are people out there that don't believe what's going on. They're a little in. I don't want to say out there. They believe different stuff. Here's the thing: the U.S. right now, we've become huge on imports. We've just been taking stuff from other countries. We print more money. People in the US are not really big on working now. We have such a large population of unemployed, not working. Soon this is going to catch up to us. And when it does, the dollar is going to fall heavy, I believe. Now, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. Um, think about it. Think about all the people that are not working right now. And then you have the people that are working and they're doing what has worked for previous generations by putting your money in the stock market and letting it go up. Well, that works for a while. But every once in a while, hey, Jarvis, my dog's having a bad dream on the other side of the computer. I got a couch sitting right on the other side of the back side of the camera, and my dog's having a bad dream, so I had to kind of yell at him and wake him up a little bit. And I don't even think he's woke up yet. But so back on that, with everything going on in China right now, I think that's going to start impacting our markets. Now, we had a really sharp sell-off today. We'll jump over. We'll take a look at these charts. Before we do actually look at the charts, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please take a quick minute, hit that subscribe button. I can't say enough how much it helps out the channel. Just you hitting that subscribe button. We got a lot of different types of videos, and we're thankful for all the subscriptions, all the thumbs up. It costs you nothing to hit that subscribe button. We do a lot of different videos, whether it's unboxing videos, prepping videos, farming videos, how to be self-sufficient videos, cooking videos. We've got a bunch of everything. We did a huge unboxing silver video today. This was crazy. If you get a minute, check this video out. It was pretty awesome. But with that being said, we're going to take a look right off the bat. As you can see, the NASDAQ, I mean, this is crazy. The NASDAQ dropped by 2.25%. It fell 330 points. And the Dow Jones dropped 615 points. That's 1.75%, almost 2%. Now, what I found most interesting though about this is, as you look right at the end of the day, when it didn't look like it was really going to have a recovery, we had pretty much some rush in last minute buyers. Now, I believe, and I've believed this for a while, that the federal government does not want to see the stock market fall. And you have big companies that get huge loans, like BlackRock. I believe BlackRock is doing huge amounts of buying in the stock market right now to kind of keep it afloat. But there's a problem that I kind of see with this method, whether it's true or not, that if China, I have a thought that if China put in heavy amounts of money in our markets because theirs were doing bad, and then all of a sudden their markets start to collapse, which I believe is kind of what's already happening over there. Yes, it's on the other side of the world. But a lot of those people that invest in U.S. companies could end up pulling their money out of the stock market too. And if they start pulling out huge amounts, we could see a massive correction in the stock market, unlike people have seen in, well, quite frankly, our lifetime. And it's at really a bad time. It's at a bad time because we're close to a government shutdown. We talked about that on yesterday's video. Why I think the government's gonna shut down. I mean, we've got so much bipartisanship right now. It's crazy. I mean, you got Democrats, Republicans, they can't get along for nothing. I mean, they can't agree on the littlest things, it seems like. And how do you think that's going to impact, I mean, us, especially when other countries look at us around the world? So something to kind of think about. That's why I picked up that other silver package. That's why I had that big silver unboxing video today. The one today was actually for myself and some other people. We kind of pool in. We go in as like a group, and that way we can kind of get a better deal on the stuff. But taking a look at silver today, look at this. Silver dropped at, a little bit more, ending the day at $22.28. You might as well say we're pretty much at 22 bucks. Now, I'm still not super worried about that because I love that it's a buying opportunity. But what I really found interesting out of that is looking at gold. Gold ended the day today up, not a lot. I mean, it did work its way up, though. As you can see, it started out last night, it started falling. But if you look at this green line right here, you can see over the course of today, from midnight till now, I mean, we've had a nice run of it moving up. Now, obviously, someone's buying a lot of gold, because I can tell you the Federal Reserve does not want to see gold and silver go up. I mean, it doesn't look good for the dollar. Essentially, if everybody starts putting their money into gold and silver, it raises questions. But the thing is, like we've talked about, you're not going to get gold and silver at these prices. The premium's insane right now because everybody is starting to slowly buy up gold and silver. I actually got, I had Provident opened up still right here. So let's just take a look real quick. I just happen to have them up because I was looking to see what generic ounces are going for. You're talking almost $26 just for a generic ounce. Nothing fancy, and that's if you're buying, like a lot of them. Like I think you got to buy 500 to get it at the $26 mark. Premiums are just getting nuts out there right now, and I mean something's gonna give. Looking at gold's starting to work its way up now again. Keep in mind we've seen gold go up, and then shortly later you see silver really spring up. Now, I don't make anything, I'm not trying to push you to any specific online dealer. I don't make anything whether you buy silver or you don't buy silver. At the end of the day, a lot of this is just my opinion. I like to share my thoughts on a lot of this. I do have favorite online dealers. Obviously, I use Universal Coin and Bullion a lot. I have a couple others that I use, but I'm kind of, I don't know how to say this. I'm new to using them, I guess I'd say. So I don't really have a lot of faith in them. They're like one-off customer. I'm like a one-off customer, I guess you can call it. They run a great deal to hook you, to lock you in, and then after that, you don't really see much. So, I mean, but I do believe we're going to see a lot with gold and silver in the near future. And I think when it starts really climbing, I don't think a lot of people are going to be ready for it. I just don't believe it. I see we got Michael in the room. How's it going, Michael? Need more volume. Kind of like, I think that might be you because Mike's not too far. We got Bulltide in the room. What's up, Bulltide? How's it going? Silver Wolverine making a comment. Silver Wolverine making a comment. Let's see here. My phone went off. I meant to put it on mute. I've been having that problem. I really think I got a buddy of mine that just keeps calling every time I'm online. Let's see here. Hope the government does do a shutdown. We'll be better off. Here's the problem with that. I would agree with that to a certain point, that we would be better off, except for the fact that we're just going to repay everything. We're just going to go back and we're going to back pay all the people that sat home and didn't work. So let's say you work at a tourist attraction, or you've got some kind of government job and they send you home. You sit home for, let's say you sit home for a month. What do they do when it's over? It's not like they didn't save money. They just go back and they pay everybody. So the problem with the shutdown, to say we'll be better off after, I don't believe we'll be better off. We're going to be, actually, in my opinion, we could be a little worse off, because now you had people sitting at home being lazy and not working, and then when they come back, they get their check anyway. They just have to wait a month. It would be great if they didn't do that, and maybe for a month we just stopped all spending, and didn't go back and back pay those spending. But a lot of that would never happen, I don't believe, because a lot of those people would have to go find new jobs somewhere, or they would go on unemployment, and that would put more strain on the system. Like, we already don't have enough unemployment in the country. What's up with the markets tanking, T? Yeah, a lot of that is all coming down to what's going on in China right now and the inflation data that comes out at the end of the week, in my opinion. But it's a good opportunity. Like I said, I like these opportunities. I like the opportunity for gold. I like the opportunity for silver. If you are a electronic crypto person, if you're into Bitcoin, if you're into Peacock, if you're into Shiba Inu, however they say it, Shiba Inu, all these different coins, there's opportunity. I mean, because we're getting to see now big drops. I didn't actually show the crypto. I say this Shiba because this is one that I'm actually thinking about putting just a couple $100 in, because it had a huge drop today. It actually dropped about 15%. And I thought about just saying, hey, you know what? I'll throw a couple $100 at it and see if it sticks. I mean, I'm not going to get rich if I only put in a couple $100. And I'm really nervous to invest in any cryptos right now. My personal belief, I really think the system is getting to a point where we're almost at a breaking point, essentially. Looking at, I mean, we seen a minute ago that the stock market was just devastated today. However, let's take a brief look here. I should have actually pulled it up. I had already looked at it, but I never showed it at first. Looking at cryptos, I mean, all your top cryptos, everything almost is in the red today. You got Bitcoin down 10%. You got Ethereum down 11%. Ethereum 2 down another 11%. Even Tether. Tether is pretty much back to the US dollar. Even that's down a little bit. That's something that almost never, ever goes down. It's down a 0.04. Not down a lot. However, it's down a little bit. It is tied to the dollar. The dollar, I believe it's not looking good right now. And that's why I think at the end of the day, when we seen that sharp jump, I believe that was basically the government using companies like BlackRock to go in and purchase assets because they can't afford to see it collapse and us look bad. They're not going to admit that they made a mistake with anything. No matter what they do, they're not going to admit it was a mistake. And we saw a good drop today. Well, they can only prop it up so much. Don't think for a minute that they, just because they have a printing press, that they can just keep propping and propping and propping indefinitely. At a certain point, it draws too much attention if they print too much money and just keep pumping it up. The less they do, the better. I will agree to that. Almost everything that the government does lately is essentially backwards. I mean, I look at, I hate to bring up again, because I don't want to make this a political video, what happened overseas with our pullout. That just caused more chaos, more havoc. We gave up all that military equipment over there, more havoc. And I believe that stimulus is not the answer either. The answer essentially is, I hate to say it, in my opinion, less spending and less taxes. And they've got to go up on their interest rates. I mean, interest rates are just too cheap. Who do you really think is making out on these low interest rates? It's not the average person out there. The average person out there, they're not making anything if they even have a savings account. This inflation of prices going up like crazy is just eating up everybody's money they have. And they're going to keep pushing this. They're going to, mark my words, they're going to approve another stimulus, I bet. A lot of people tell me, no way. They know they've messed up on this stimulus. They're not going to approve a fourth one. They're going to. I really think they're going to approve another stimulus. It's just a matter of time. We'll probably see it possibly as early as the end of next month, if not November. That's when I think we'll have pretty much an announcement about it. because they know this inflation is just eating up people. Um, let's see. No, the other show volume is good. Okay, good. Yeah, I weren't sure. I was gonna be like, you were the only one that said it, so I was thinking maybe might have been, it could have been me, Michael C. But I wasn't. I didn't know for sure. I'm sure, Michael, you saw my box opening video earlier. I know you're a American Silver Eagle buff. You love them. So I'm sure you saw my video earlier today. This is my second video today because I had to open that video up and show it. I was pretty excited when I got it in the mail. What is up, Adam Stacks? Hope you're having a great night. I didn't know you were having a stream. I wasn't going to be having a stream tonight, but with everything going on, I kind of wanted to. But it's not going to be a long one. We're pretty much already wrapping up. I had a small package that I just came in, and I was like, I'll just tie it up with a brief talk video. Not much. I just picked up a couple Eagles for my sets. They're not anything super, super fancy. The volume is better now. Awesome. Okay, cool. Please make sure you guys all hit that thumbs up button. Like I said, it's not going to be a long video. I'm already wrapping up. We got Bull Tide in the room. How's it going, Bull Tide? So, but that's my thoughts on this. I will be live tomorrow night, and we'll see how stuff plays out. Part of me wonders if we'll see another drop in the markets tomorrow, or if people are going to think, okay, this is a buying opportunity. Hurry up, jump in, buy, put your more money in it. Here's one of the things that I kind of see happening. As we have these bigger and bigger volatile crashes and regains and crashes and regains, if you look at history, when volatility starts getting crazy, that's when we're on the verge of the biggest drops. We've seen it in March. We've seen it in 2008. We saw it in 2001. We're getting to that point where these huge volatile moves, I mean, we ended the day down 600 on the NASDAQ. However, we were down a whole lot more of that than that earlier. So who knows? We're going to see. But as this continues to happen, be prepared for a big correction. I know some people say, I'm going to wait. When I see a big correction, I'm going to pour some money in the stock market because I've been saving my cash on the sidelines, getting ready to put in. The problem that I personally worry, not financial advice, just my own opinion, is people will pour their cash in, and then if we see another hit, almost like a fake, like you see a drop, everybody puts in, and then all of a sudden, an even bigger drop. Now, if you've got a long time, do I think you're going to go wrong investing in the stock market? I mean, probably not if you've got a long time. Law of averages, I hear that a lot from younger people, and I do kind of, to a certain point, agree with it. I mean, if you're playing the odds of what is going to happen, statistically, the market could have a huge drop and then rebound. It could have a huge drop and then another huge drop and then rebound. Or it could have a huge drop and we go into essentially a Great Depression and we don't recover for 10, 12 years of pain and suffering, and then it starts coming back. However, with it inflated as much as it is, it only comes back if the dollar remains essentially, I don't want to say the almighty dollar, but as long as the dollar remains on top. I mean, if the dollar has any kind of a reset, a currency reset, your stocks, who knows what could happen to them, if they reset the whole system. Keep in mind, they're sitting, all this extra money that's being pumped out is slowly working its way to big corporations and a small portion of people. And as that happens, you've got the people at the bottom like me and you that are kind of just getting by. Yeah, they throw us a stimulus check now and then. We still just getting by. As we get taxed at a higher tax bracket because we got that stimulus check, or you might already be at a high tax bracket and you ain't even getting a stimulus check. You're just footing the bill for everybody else's stimulus check. I mean, at the end of the day, stimulus is not the answer, but they're not going to realize that until it's too late. Especially, I hate to say it, this administration, and I shouldn't even say that because now when I say that comment, I'm almost like I'm taking a side. And I'll be honest, I mean, the last administration did stimulus too. Both administrations, no matter what side of the line you're on, has done stimulus. So actually, I'm gonna kind of retract that a little bit because I don't want to be picking on a specific administration. But you would think people would wake up and really see what's going on. This is not good for the economy. The more and more we print, the less value your dollar bill has, your money has, your paper currency has. The more we push up prices. Thus the reason you've got just even a generic ounce of silver that was $16 a year and a half ago before the pandemic. Now, you're talking spot price at 22, you're talking retail price 27, give or take. If it's a Silver Eagle, you're talking cream of the crop, 35, 30 bucks, maybe 30 to 35, depending on where you're getting it. That's not counting graded coins. You get into graded coins, now you're getting into a whole nother ballpark. So, with that being said, we are going to probably wrap up. I'm about ready. Right after this, I'm probably going to be doing my workout, get some exercise in. I'm trying to lose some weight. Some of y'all know it is one of my things that lately I've been trying to do. But it's hard. It's hard when we're in the middle of a pandemic and you're spending more time at home, eating at home. It's good in a way, but you don't eat as much fresh food. I don't eat as much fresh crops right now because I stay home a lot. And then when I do leave my house, unfortunately, I like to eat out because I don't get out much. With that being said, let's see a couple more comments that we have that came in. Adam Stacks, I don't think they will give out stimulus unless the stock market plummets down to 25,000 points minimum. I don't see why they would give it to use other than that. No, I think people are at the breaking point. I think people are starting to go hungry. I think prices are going up, and I really believe they're going to push it. But here's the thing. A lot of people in the room know and agree that the stock market is due to drop. It's coming. Michael saying the government cannot afford another stimulus. Here's the thing. They can't afford another stimulus, but just because, what can they afford really? They can't afford it. I agree with you 100%, but they're probably going to do it anyway. I think we'll see it. Like I said, in a few months, we'll see it. A good chance we'll see it before, let's see here. Yeah, I think we'll see it come this late fall or early winter. We're going to see it. Let's see, wrapping up already. Let's see, scrolling through. The dollar isn't on top. The silver dollar is on top. We just have a phony fake dollar acting like it's the same. And that's the thing. Real silver is on top. But if you run the system and everybody tells you, nah, it ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth nothing. Here, you want to buy some? I'll sell you some at $20. I'll sell you some at 25. People start buying it up, yes, but then eventually nobody wants to sell it. And then they can't give it out at that price anymore. And then even the mines are not going to want to sell it at 22 when they're seeing essentially the premiums that some of these companies are getting on this stuff. So it is going to, I think we'll see some kind of a break in the system pretty soon. However, we've got silver down to 22 right now. And that's why I think this is the moment I've been waiting for. This could be the calm right before the storm, where the actual premium price came down. but yet the spot price actually came down, but the premiums are still really high. I don't think premiums are going away as long as people realize and they're buying silver. So let's see. I don't know what has been holding the stock market up. A lot of it is the free money that we've printed out. We printed out a lot of stimulus. That stimulus works its way into the markets. Manipulation is probably what's keeping it up. I believe manipulation is what's keeping it up, but I think today's drop and then that semi-correction late in the day, I think that was like BlackRock. I think that was essentially government companies, government shell companies doing the government's bidding and keeping it propped up because they don't want us to look bad, especially if the Chinese markets start dropping. We want everybody around the world, as their markets fall, to think the U.S. stock market is the safe haven. The dollar is the place to put your money. It doesn't matter how you get the dollars. It doesn't matter what you got to do. Put your money in the U.S. stock market. That's what they're going to try to get people to think. And that's great if they believe it. It's great for the dollar and it's great for the country. But I don't believe it's going to last. I think people are starting to wake up to it. And when they wake up all the way, that's it. Game's over. And you either have protection from the fall, you have your safety net, you have your silver, gold, whatever the case may be. It doesn't have to just be silver and gold. You could have other assets that are protected. Have extra food on hand. Maybe you've got a piece of property that produces something. Maybe you have a rent property. But here's the problem with rent properties that people aren't seeing. What happens if the economy totally tanks and they put another eviction moratorium down where people can't collect rent? I mean, let's face it, the average person out there, if they don't have to pay rent, they're not gonna. If they don't pay the rent, you're stuck eating that mortgage. They're not doing a mortgage stop. They're doing a rent stop. So, I mean, all these average people that were, I won't say, well, yeah, they were middle class. There was a lot of middle class people that had rental businesses, and they took a huge hit from this. And they're not going to get that money. That money's gone. Will they write it off? Yes, they'll probably write it off against their taxes, against other properties, but it's still money that didn't come in. I mean, I used to get asked all the time, well, if you make $1,000, that's just as good as $1,000 write-off. No, you'd rather have $1,000 come in and pay taxes on it than not have $1,000 come in. I mean, that's the only way to look at it. I mean, does it bum that these people got to pay high taxes? Yes. That's unfortunately, it is the way it is. I mean, who don't want that extra money? But I don't even think taxes are fair, personally. I mean, but that's for a video all in itself that we've talked about many of times. Let's see. You lose the lion's mane. There goes 5 pounds. Yeah. If I just cut my hair, and shave, I would probably easily. It's getting pretty long, as you guys can see. I have not gotten a haircut basically since the pandemic. I refuse to cut. Now, here I have trimmed this down. I'm fixing to trim this down a little bit, probably next week, this week. So one day you'll see, you'll be like, oh my word, what happened? I'm not shaving it off. That's not going to happen. But I'd like to kind of come down, just, drop a little bit right there. Just kind of clean it up. It's getting to be long. It's like old German currency, just opposite, dirt cheap. And then introduced a new German currency, and now they have a stable currency. And that's kind of what I think will happen. But here's the problem. Once the U.S. dollar does that, I don't think people are going to trust the dollar as much right after that. It's going to be a new currency, which means somebody got cheated. Somebody lost out. Or they'll print, and they'll let hyperinflation take course. and they'll pay everything off because they think, okay, we'll just pay everything off like that. And then all of a sudden, they'll crash the money. And then the little people that were not prepared are the people that's going to really be hurt. I know Adam had put a comment about the current price of silver in Venezuela. Something like 90 million bolivar an ounce. It is up there. It is up there right now. It's crazy how high it's gotten. And people just don't see it. They don't see, because they say the U.S. can never become Venezuela. The U.S. can never become Germany. You know, there was a time that Venezuela was up there in the top countries with all their oil production. They had U.S. companies making deals with Venezuela. Huge amounts of money was coming into Venezuela. Their Venezuelan bolivar was not quite as strong as the dollar, but it was up there. Can you imagine if you were in Venezuela and an ounce of silver at the time in the U.S., silver was only like $20, maybe 18. And over there, maybe they would have paid 30 bolivar for it. Can you imagine if you had bought an ounce of silver at 30 bolivar and now it's worth 90 million? I mean, think of that. Just do the math. It's just insane. And people don't realize it because they don't believe it can happen here in the U.S. We're not exempt from the laws of gravity. We're not exempt from the laws of physics. We're not exempt from the laws of supply and demand. And that's what a lot of it's going to come down to. As they print more money, there's more of it, it's worth less. As people buy up supplies, there's less supplies, it becomes more valuable. It's simple economics. But people don't believe it because they believe what essentially schools are teaching them. They believe that this Keynesian theory can work forever and we can just print our way to prosperity and wealth, and that's not going to happen. It might work for a while people are asleep. But as more and more inflation happens and people realize their dollar is not going as far, they're going to wake up to it. What is up, Coleman? We got Coleman in the house. How's it going, Coleman? I think it just pulled your message. Either you said something that was not allowed to be said, like a bad word, or you put too many messages back to back to back. There is a timeout delay. Someone said Aquaman. Adam said Aquaman. Yeah, that was what I was going for, the look. But then with the pandemic, I stayed home, stopped going to the gym, gained some weight, and now I'm like Seal Man or Walrus as I'm gaining weight and not bulking up muscle. What are you doing to lose weight? I'm trying to do more walking and jogging. However, one of my friends wants to start tying weights into it. And so I'm going to get back into trying to do weights. I believe you do lose more weight when you build muscle. So hopefully that will be the thing. They will only trust the new dollar if it's backed by gold or silver. I believe that, but I don't in a way. And here's what I'm thinking. If the U.S. government came out and they said, okay, we've got a new dollar, we're backing it to gold and silver. We've got all the gold in Fort Knox, and we've only got this many dollars, and they're all backed by gold. Some people will buy that. Some people will not buy that. The only way I would buy that or believe that is if the actual dollar that I have in my hand is silver or gold. I'll even take the new Utah bucks, New Jersey bucks, Connecticut bucks that actually have a small fraction of gold in the bill itself. That's because of the new technology where they can actually take a gram of gold and just smash it down into little paper notes that are made out of gold. I would probably trust that even more. I mean, than some of this other stuff. But bringing back a coin, here's my opinion. Why are these $1? Look at that. I mean, you can't buy them for $1. They say $1 on them. They're American Silver Eagle. They say $1. Why not make that a $25 piece? Spendable anywhere. And then we could make a gold one, smaller than this, obviously. Why is a 10th ounce of gold, a $5 coin? Why not make that coin a little bit smaller and make it the new $100 bill? Make it the new $100 coin. Because, they understand what's going on. No one's ever going to spend this for $1. Especially this one, because this is NGC graded. It is 69 though on this one, not 70. But I've got the whole sets of the 69, so I had to get that one. People, I don't know if people will ever trust it again. Cryptos and Asian methods both still moving down. Asian markets both still moving down. Do they stabilize overnight? I don't think they're going to stabilize tonight. I don't think they're going to prop theirs up like we propped ours up today. I think as it falls, I think tomorrow we could see the U.S. markets start to dip again unless the government comes in and instantly buys up. But I don't know if they'll buy up unless they see a drop start. If the markets start dropping tomorrow, they'll be ready to pull the trigger. That's my thoughts on that. I think, like I said, we're there. It's on the verge of really getting crazy, and people just don't see it coming. Yes, it should be a $25. Yeah, I mean, if this was a $25 coin, I mean, you could go out to eat with it. You could pay with it. It's silver. It's backed by the coin itself. There's no counterparty risk. There's no counterparty trust. I don't have to trust anybody. There's no reason they couldn't make this. Canada tried doing it, and what they claimed was on their $10 half-ounce coins that were pretty cool, they came out and said nobody wanted them, so we just took them all back and melted them down. No, they didn't melt them down. They instantly got bought up, and that was a ploy to shut people down that think like me, that realize that. Oh, well, nobody really wanted them. It's a simple rule. Good money will be driven out by bad money, essentially. People are going to want the good money. They're going to take it out of the system. The bad money is what's going to be spent. You're going to keep revolving around the little fake dollars, the fiat currencies, and people are going to hold. They're going to hoard the real money. I mean, that's why you don't see 64 quarters anymore. That's why you don't see 64 dimes. That's why you don't see the early 1920 $20 gold eagles anymore. You're not going to see that stuff. It's all been driven out. So, and by driven out, I mean grabbed by people, if not all grabbed up by the government. So, let's see. They have no money to stabilize it. If they print more dollars, the government is broke. Yeah, but here's the thing. All they got to do, the government's going to try. The government will try to stabilize it. They're going to print more money, and essentially they're just going to put it under. I mean, they probably already have accounts set up with money already allotted in there through companies like BlackRock. All they got to do is just, okay, we'll grant BlackRock another loan. Another couple billion? Why not? You just pay it back to us. I mean, what do you really think is going to be happening to companies? Worst thing that could happen. You take a company like BlackRock that's buying U.S. assets. They get the loan from the government. It's not their money. If it goes up, BlackRock pays back the loan, pays back the interest, which is super cheap, and they make a big profit. If it goes down and crashes, BlackRock just writes off the loan and defaults on it. That's it. What difference does it make to them, to the people of BlackRock? It doesn't matter at all. Who's going to be left holding the bag at the end of the day? Your 401ks, your pensions, your retirements, your social securities, all that stuff. The little guy. They're the ones left holding the bag, but people don't realize it. But with that being said, we actually did go for about 45 minutes, so pretty good. It was supposed to only be a 10-minute video tonight, but we are going to wrap up. I thank everybody for watching. Please hit that thumbs up button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I know most of the people in the room are. Coleman, it was great having you with us briefly tonight. If you're still with us, I know you popped in for a brief minute and then disappeared. I don't know if that's because something, either it showed up as spam and blocked you, or if you're still listening. But thank you so much for stopping in, Coleman. If China government does not play bull to stop this, then the U.S. cannot stop this alone. The world is now too big. Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's your thought on 401ks? I'm not a fan. How's it going, Matt? I see Matt stopping in. Me personally, it's going to depend how your 401k is set up. I don't have a 401k that's backed by silver and gold. I don't have a 401k anymore. I've pretty much cashed out everything that was related to the stock market. Is it bumming that the stock market has been on fire and I have not been catching the rewards on that? Yes, it's bumming that I've been missing. It was bumming that I was against Bitcoin and Bitcoin has been on fire. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'd rather not get in and ride it up and then fall with everybody else. I'd rather just not be in at all. I hate to say that. My thoughts on gold and silver. Gold and silver is a huge hedge. It's a great opportunity. If you weren't here in the beginning of the video, make sure you check out the beginning of this video. I just got 2 more coins in today that were silver. I think it's a great opportunity. Whether or not, if you don't have it, if anybody out there does not have any gold and silver at all, you're sitting on none. My personal thoughts, I would not want to be in that position. I would want to have some. Think about, like I said earlier in the video, think about the people that were in Venezuela when the Venezuelan bolivar was not much cheaper than the dollar. That was when they were on top of their game, having huge deals with ExxonMobil and huge deals with Shell and huge amounts of money coming into the country. They thought they could basically, you know what, if you're on unemployment, you shouldn't go without, give free money to everybody. They thought they could end poverty. They thought essentially they could just print any amount of money. Well, that was great when the money was coming in for their oil. But once the oil collapsed, they've never totally recovered from that. And now a Venezuelan ounce of silver in Venezuela, you're talking 90 million, something like that. I can't remember, I don't remember the exact numbers. It was insane. So, I mean, take a look at that stuff and think, we're not exempt from these rules. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up, but I will be here again tomorrow night. And I'm really excited to see how the market's going to play out. I think Asian markets are not going to do well today over in the Asian markets right now. I think they're going to keep falling. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. If the markets start out falling early and they have a big enough drop, then I believe the U.S. we'll see some stops, switches get hit, and then I believe towards the end of the day, you could see the U.S. come in and essentially buy up the markets a little bit so we don't take as big of a hit all at once. I mean, but you could also see huge drops and then have everyday people using up what powder they have in their savings account and say, oh, it's a great deal. I mean, think about it. I mean, I'm burning a lot of my powder right now on silver because I think silver is about as cheap as we're going to see it. We might see a fake drop in terms of kind of like we saw silver go from 18 in March all the way down to 11. That was not real. It was not real because you could not buy silver at $11. Same right now. I mean, you're not buying it at 22. So even if they push it all the way down hypothetically to 11, you're not going to change the price. You're still going to be paying probably $24, $25 an ounce. Maybe you'll get lucky. If it says 11, you might get it at 22, maybe. But I don't even believe that will be possible. So, and I mean, do some looking into some of this. Check the video back from the beginning. Leave a comment. If you're watching this after, leave me a comment. I love to read everybody's comments. I literally try to reply. A lot of people that follow the channel know I try to reply to every comment that we get on any of my videos. And with over 1,500 videos, I try to reply to all of them. So with that being said, you guys all have a great night. Adam Stacks, you have a great night, buddy. Matt Bacon, thank you so much for stopping in. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow night. You have a great night. John Mastrom, you have a great night. Adam Stacks, you have a great night. Michael C., you have a great night. Coleman, thank you again for stopping in. You have a great night. Lincoln DMZ, thank you for stopping in. You have a great night. Bulltide, thank you for stopping in. You have a great night. Bumblebee, thank you for stopping in. You have a great night. Civil Wolverine, thank you for stopping in. You have a great night. And a couple more people that I can't see who they are, because if you didn't make a comment in the last 20 minutes, it won't show you on here. So with that being said, I hope to see you guys again tomorrow night. And everybody take care. Have a great night. And I'll see you guys again. Take care, Mike. Matt. I was about to say Michael, because Michael and Matt, they both have the same icon. It comes up as a brown M. So I started to say Michael, and then I realized it was actually Matt. So you guys all have a great night. I'll see you guys